Now what it means is, so everyone heard of Maulana Rum? Maulana Rumi, yeah? Maulana Jalaluddin Rumi. So he uses this symbol of a falcon in lots of places in his book. There's one story about Sayyidina Ali, yeah, radiyallahu anhu, and a soldier who spat in his face. Now this is relevant again with what we were talking about Khabib. So the battle, it was the Battle of Khandaq, Battle of the Trench. You know what that battle was? What happened is that the pagans of Makkah and some of the tribes, Jewish tribes and other tribes, they got together, formed an alliance, and they decided they're going to attack Medina. So they were marching on Medina Sharif, and then the Prophet ﷺ and the companions, they got together and they did a council to say, how are we going to combat it, how are we going to defend ourselves. So then Salman al-Farsi, the companion, he said, okay, we'll dig a trench. He said back in Persia, we had this tactic where we dig a trench and the horses couldn't get past. You know what trench is? Yeah, you dig up. Yeah, you dig a pit, and then the horses just fall down. And the men, and then the men, if they were to cross, they have to build a bridge, or they have to go down and then climb back up. Right?
Of course, it's possible. That's what they want to do.
I'll show you.
It's still there in Medina, I mean, some of the trenches.
Is it?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
The actual trenches, I think.
So then what happened, this was the battle of Khandaq. Now what happened is during the battle, Sayyidina Ali, he caught a kafir and he pinned him down, wrestled him down. Yeah? Khabib style. Got him down on the ground, right? And then when he got him down on the ground, the guy he got on the ground, the enemy, he spat in his face. What do you think Sayyidina Ali did? Huh? Sayyidina Ali, he went like this, he stood up, put his sword down, stood up, he walked away. And then the Kafir said, what's going on? What are you up to? Because, he would not have spared anyone. He would have killed him if he was in that state. And if he spat in his face, he would have killed him twice.
Idea is provocation.
Yeah, provocation, innit? He provoked him. Yeah. And then, this moment, Maulana Rumi describes it in a way which is beautiful. He says, he spat upon a face before which the beautiful face of the full moon bows low at the place of prostration. What that means is, that face was so enlightened, so holy that even the moon used to bow down before it. He spat at that type of face. So now, so he did that, he lowered his sword. After he asked him, what do you do? He replied, I strike with the sword for the sake of God only. I'm a servant of God. I'm not commanded by the body. Everything up to that point, he did for the sake of God. And when he spat in his face, he got angry. And he recognized that he got angry, so he controlled it. Put sword down, moved away. Diffuse the situation. That's the way a believer behaves. But it's difficult. There's a reason why, these little stories, they seem little, but it's great people like Sayyidina Ali that are actually capable of doing it. Yeah. So, this is why, Khabib makes a mistake, we let him off. But we say it is a mistake. Yeah, we don't make excuses, we don't justify it to say that is the right thing. Now, Maulana Rum, now he describes Imam Ali here as heaven's hunting falcon. He says, tell all great falcon with your blazing ring, who's been trained on the forearm of the king. O phoenix, catching falcon, make it known. Now, the phoenix, that's another symbol, and that's the symbol for the nafs, the lower self. I'm going to tell you a bit in a minute what the falcon totally means, But there's another story as well, and that's about a Bedouin. Now, a Bedouin's like a simple guy who lives out in the desert, not very well educated, they're quite coarse in their behavior. And what happens is his wife, she's getting on his nerves. His wife's like, you don't have any money, I don't have any gold, you don't do this, you don't do that, this, that, the other. And he said, look, woman, be patient. And then he explains to her the virtues of poverty, being poor. Explains it to her. And in explaining it, he says, Mawlana Rum, he uses the phrase, the falcon finds her bliss on the king's hand. Now, in the intro to book 2, Mawlana Rumi, he says, may the king's arm remain the falcon's station. The station of the falcon, if you look at falconry and you look at what the Arabs do with the falcons, they send the bird out, the bird comes straight back. It does exactly what the falconer wants it to do. And then it comes straight back onto the perch. Now, a king's falcon rests on what perch? A king's perch. It hunts at the command of the king. It does only what the king tells it to do. And it returns having done nothing else. Only does with that. It comes back. So the falcon resting on the king's arm is also a metaphor, as in a symbol for intimacy, qurb, as we call it, nearness. The falcon is only at ease, is at rest when he's on the king's arm. Because he has no other wish to be anywhere else. And he only ventures out at the king's command. So the royal falcon, it's a symbol for the true servant of Allah, who only moves every move according to what Allah desires. And this is why it's used for the awliya. And Bazul Ashhab, the grey falcon, is special amongst the falcons. It's even more special than a peregrine falcon. Number one, it's very rare compared to the other falcons, and it soars the highest amongst the birds. It doesn't scavenge. You know what scavenging is? Scavenging is where, one animal, it makes a kill, it eats it, and then there's other animals who are just waiting there, and they're going to come in, they're going to nudge the other animal away and steal its food. Yeah, it doesn't do that. Falcon, it's got too much honor. It's like, I want to do my own, you make your own. And it's also one of the fastest moving birds in existence. And it's feared by nearly every other bird. They all fear it. Now, Shaykh Abdul Qadir al-Jaylani, he says in his qasida, أنا البازي وأشهب كل شيخ ومن ذا في الرجال أؤتي مثالي. I am the grey falcon over every shaykh. And who among men has received the same as I have? And he also said once, all the other birds, they talk, but they don't act. Whereas a falcon, it acts. And it does its acting without talking. And this explains how the glove of the king became its perch. Because, if you're going to be close to Allah, zip it, do what God says, come back. There's another, There's another interesting thing. Shaykh Abu Sulaiman Dawood al-Mambiji, he said one day I was in the presence of Shaykh Uqail, who was another shaykh at that time, and someone said to him, there's a noble young man who's become famous in Baghdad, and his name is Abdul Qadir. And then Shaykh Uqail, he responded by saying, oh, his fame in heaven is even greater than his fame on earth. He said, this is the exalted hero who in the realm of sovereignty, malakut, which is the holy presence, he's called the grey falcon. and he'll achieve unique distinction in his own time. The power of command will be conferred upon him, and it will issue from him in his day and age. People understand now what it means, Bazul Ashab. Not no ordinary thing. You don't understand. You don't understand?
After the story of David and obviously.
You were mesmerized by that story. It's a simple, a grey falcon, simply put, yeah, is the most badass bird that exists. Yeah, it doesn't do anything that's dishonorable. Yeah, it takes its own kills. It doesn't steal from any other bird. It floats the highest, soars the highest, yeah, in the air. It moves the fastest. And when it's trained, yeah, by these people who have those big leather gloves, the falconer, yeah, the bird.
Who trained Shaykh Abdul Qadir?
The Shaykh Abdul Qadir al-Jaylani had his own sheikh in it. He trained him. Yeah, no, there was a number of them. I don't remember the name. Because it's disputed who his actual sheikh was. But when it comes to his shajra, yeah, just read it. I don't know why I can't remember it. I feel embarrassed that I can't remember it. But I'll tell you after this. It's on the shajra, it's on the phone. Huh?
I remember the names of them. I remember the stories, but I can't remember the name.
Well, he was trained by his sheikh, he leads up to Sayyidina Ali. Yeah, so Bazul Ashab is a metaphor. It's a symbol. All the Sufis use the metaphor for Ashab, the Baz. Yes, and also they use it in their poetry for other things. Yeah, like so in this example, he used it to describe Sayyidina Ali. Yeah, he says Sayyidina Ali is a Baz, a royal falcon.
Sufis, they use examples. They use is it their way of communicating?
Yeah. Way of making people appreciate and understand. Because it's like, if somebody said to you,
Because I've seen
this brother here, he runs at 50 miles an hour. In your head, it doesn't really mean anything. But if you say he runs like a cheetah, you're like, whoa, that's next level. You understand? A plain number is not as easy to understand as an example. When an example is given, it connects better with people. As also, it's also the way of poetry. In poetry, it just works better.
That's your mind.
It's creative.
Books of Sufi, they contain stories. Yeah, for instance, I've seen Qibla's book, Islamic spirituality and modern science. It contains the story of Western church and modern. How does that?
I'd have to know what the story is. It doesn't matter if Vincent Churchill himself is mentioned. Depends on what the point is being made.
So look what that's when it's an English book.
So the point on modern science and so on, that's more related to things that modern science is saying about certain things, about how the mind works, how psychology works.
I'll show it to you because I don't understand that. Because
I've read that book a while back. It's been a long time.
There's a purpose behind it.
Yeah, of course there's purpose behind it.
It's Winston Churchill.
So look,
It sits on one side and on the opposite side. It sits on. The bomb goes up.
Alright, I'll explain to you afterwards.
No, I was speaking to a brother after this Khabib fight. Isn't this Kharij thinking? When they say the Kafir that plotting against the Muslim and this and that. He welcomed me, he made me sit down. and showed me the Kafir against this and that. Look, they all look at them, they're going to get stripped of the title. Isn't this hard? Me, US is in,
Yeah. So you're right in a way. Yeah, this us versus their mentality. Isn't it?
Because he was trying to say, oh, we need to learn all these skills because all these are prepared against us.
Did he say you have to learn how to farm, and you have to learn how to use a sword, you have to learn how to wrestle, you have to learn how to cook, dal.
Why that?
I just said it, easy. There's people out there, okay.
No, because he said that to African because he was.
No, depends. Whatever you get, you should be able to.
Yeah.
It's survival.
Look, there's people out there, okay. It depends on what his angle was, okay.
No,
Some
because he
people
was
think,
brother, we've been told this isn't happen and we need to prepare.
yeah, this is what I'm coming on to, right?
And then he said, look at the carpet, they all fucking look at what they've done now. Okay, they're
That's
gonna.
why you should stay away from those kind of people. Yeah.
Yeah, stay away from him. Look, if he says it, if he says it was a graphic plan this, plan that, what's the just tell you what's the evidence of the graphics doing this? All this stuff that it says, yeah, this happened, that happened, this is not real evidence.
And you're going spreading it.